Hi everyone, it's LadyJenevia. So Star Trek Discovery has announced that Ethan Peck will be portraying the iconic character of Mr. Spock in season 2, and I know exactly who Ethan Peck is, and I approve of this casting choice. Now, some of you may assume that I learned about him, along with many other people within my age range, when he was in 10 Things I Hate About You.
No drinking, no drugs, no kissing, no tattoos, no piercings, no ritual animal slaughters of any kind.
No, not that one.
Actually, I'd like sewer water, please.
I'm gonna get you for that.
There it is. But no, that's not actually how I learned about him. See, I'm really about to date myself here, and I will no longer be relatable to all the young kids on the internet. Who are we kidding? I was never relatable. 90s kids, as in the ones who spent various stages of youth and adolescence in it and not just being born at the tail end of it, we will remember the absolute force of nature that was Mary-Kate and Ashely. They had one of the most prolific brands I've ever seen, even in the recent upspike in things like being an internet influencer. No. Mary-Kate and Ashely had every type of merchandise you could even conceive of, and then some. But perhaps most notable of all in their legacy during their adolescent stages of fame were their films. These two released numerous direct-to-video films, many of which were set in various international destinations: London, Sydney, Rome, the Bahamas. I cannot even imagine how much money these two were making with all the brand deals they must have had set up to boost tourism to these various destinations. But the very first travel ad, international film, that they made was Passport to Paris. And it wouldn't be an adolescent Mary-Kate and Ashely film without these two girls ending up with some boys. And who was it that portrayed Mary-Kate Olsen's French boyfriend? Ethan Peck. You know, it had been years since I saw this film. I had the VHS tape back in the day. And it came with a book. Well, no, not a book. That's far too generous of a word. More like a booklet, if you will. Let me see if I can pull up the image. Oh, yep, there it is. My 90s-ness is triggered. So I thought that we could go through this film together and see how it's aged. It's always a very weird experience to go back through a slice of your childhood that you've long since left behind, but along the way you will also get to hear Ethan Peck's prepubescent voice. Yeah, you know that deep velvety bass that he's got going on right now?
I'm amazed Fox is doing it.
Well, that's not what you're going to be getting today. By the way, this interview is a mess. Just listen to what they say to him.
And your voice is amazing.
I appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, keep talking.
Yeah, keep talking.
Ask me questions.
Oh, that is so awkward. It makes me want to die. Why don't you just talk to him like a person? It's not that difficult to do. I've done plenty of interviews, and I can assure you it goes far better when you do it that way. Just ask him reasonable questions, like about the time that he was in a Mary-Kate and Ashely film. Okay, but in all seriousness, this is very serious business we're going to be getting into today. Let's go through this film and relive the 90s. Oh no, already I'm being attacked for my age. Do you see that note? 50 francs? Kids, do you even know what francs are? Back in my day, we didn't have the euro or these fancy Wi-Fi phones. No. We had francs and landlines and VHS tapes starring the Olsen twins. I like how there's just a plain paper bag that says crepes on it. I mean, who eats crepes out of a paper bag? Why don't you sit down and eat them off a plate? We're not animals. Obviously, I'm kidding. I know you can buy crepes in the bags, but you'd fold them over so as to make them more easily consumable. This is bad. This is just making me want to go back to France and eat. What am I even looking at here? Does she have a CD player installed above her locker? That's not a thing. See, this is how we know this was a film made for children, because children have yet to develop a healthy amount of skepticism so as to call out implausible nonsense like this. You are at a public school. There's no CD players installed above lockers, as if they're going to rip out the whole wall and install the electrical wiring for this to even be a thing. Where does the sound come out then? Have the lockers outside of yours also been converted into speakers? I've seen this film. Your family is middle class, we'll say upper middle class at best. You do not have the money to buy off the school for this tomfoolery. Oh my god, there is an actual speaker in there. How did I not notice this before? Oh right, I was a child.
That's my sister Allison, aka Allie.
Oh, and now this one's got an entire Sephora in her locker. Was there even Sephora in the 90s? I don't remember. I didn't even start trying to fill in my brows until I got into my 20s. We are in a whole other world here.
She was totally edging on my squeeze. So I dinged her with a bounce in the numbers lab.
Dinged her with a bounce. I object, Your Honor. No one has ever said that in the history of anything. I cannot stand when adults are given the task of writing for teenagers, but they have no idea how to write dialogue for those teenage characters. It's a huge pet peeve of mine. If you don't know the slang of the day, just leave it alone.
The staple of every 7th grader's education. Social studies. Shane and Kyle.
Oh, no. Kyle, your hair is so 90s. This poor actor is probably mortified that this exists and cannot ever cease said existence. Oh no, I'm so glad I wasn't a child actor. Actually, no, I take that back. I could use some royalty checks after all the adpocalypses. Link to my Patreon is in the description box.
Enter Helene and Darlene.
Why do teen films always do this thing with the mean girl names? It's so cheesy.
I'm Lana. Anna. Fontana. Enter Helene and Darlene. Cheerleaders. Enough said.
See, this did not age well. If these girls were actually mean, it would be better if we actually saw something that would justify Mary-Kate and Ashely not liking them. But all they've presented is that these two, with their silly names, are potentially romantic competition. And I hate to break it to you, but that is not actually cause enough to have such a strong dislike for someone that's incredibly childish and juvenile. Well, they're children, so no. You have a responsibility. Set a decent example.
I wish they'd ask us to the spring fling dance. Yeah, well, we can't get near them with Tweedledum and Tweedledummer around.
This makes no sense. Just go over and ask them yourself. Okay, I need to stop nitpicking every ridiculous thing, or else this video is going to end up being 12 hours long, and nobody needs a 12-hour video about Passport to Paris. Let's try to jump ahead a little bit. The girls have not even gotten to France yet.
Great dinner, Mom.
Where's the fire?
I have to call Hannah after I call Jenna.
Wait. Do you get it? Because they have to share the landline. See, if this was happening today, they would just use their own cell phones and it wouldn't matter who was calling whom and when. It would be completely irrelevant. Oh, the 90s.
Okay, who'd you rather kiss? Kyle or Leonardo DiCaprio?
Ooh, get it? Because they're talking about 90s Leonardo DiCaprio. Before he was creepy and going through barely legal models like paper towels.
Anyway, we sent notes to Kyle and Shane explaining why we had to bail. They were bummed too, for about a millisecond.
Okay, so this part makes no sense.
They didn't even wait an hour before asking Helene and Darlene to the dance.
You're not dating these guys. They're not obligated to go stag just because you're no longer available. Children are so fickle. Can we just hurry up and go to Paris, please?
Mom, don't worry. We're like 13. We're not kids anymore.
Oh, see, now we're getting to a Mary-Kate and Ashely signature, the pink and blue. See, Mary-Kate always had the blue outfits and Ashely always had the pink outfits because they probably wanted to devise some sort of way to distinguish which one was which. Ew, these graphics are awful. Ugh.
Look, the Eiffel Tower! Is this the Champs-Élysées? This is where all the major shopping is. Oh, I still want to go here.
Oh my god, do you see what I mean? These films are blatant travel adverts. No child is going to talk like that. All they're doing is trying to get the richest girls in their audience, and by richest girls, I mean the people who have the richest parents. Get those girls to beg their parents to take them to Paris and go on their nice little trips that they can afford to do. I'm on to you too. But clearly it worked. I mean, they built a massive empire for themselves. They became filthy rich, and they have stayed filthy rich.
My granddaughters, they just arrived in from the States.
Honored and enthralled. I am Henri, and no, I have no hot dogs or peanuts butter.
Okay, but he's not wrong though. This snobbery he has, it's completely justified. French cuisine is delicious because France is a food culture. I get it, I understand. American food, I don't know her.
Down the hall is the drawing room.
Wow, a room just for drawing. I'm impressed.
Do you ever hear a line and just think that is the most American thing I've ever heard in my entire life?
I will not serve. Do you want diggity-doogie?
What is that? Is that what laptops were in the 90s? I have no idea what I'm even looking at.
First course, escargot Henri.
This is probably my least favorite part of the film, where they just keep rejecting the food. It's so rude. See, this is why French people don't like Americans.
The poached liver of a force-fed goose. Frog legs in a lemon butter sauce.
You are a guest, okay? You cannot be rude like that. See, I'm Japanese, so if I go to someone's house and I'm served food, I have to eat it, and it doesn't matter if I don't like it. I have to pretend to like it, because if not, I'm being super rude when I'm a guest in someone's home. I'm getting such violent culture clash right now. It's horrible.
Unlock the door.
Unlock the door. Unlock the door.
Okay, but Jeremy clearly does not have a brain, because you can see the front window behind them is low enough that he could just walk around the front of the car and stick his arm through the window and unlock the door, get back into the vehicle. Is everyone in this film completely devoid of any common sense? Okay, cool.
Hey, we're walking here.
Oh, here we go. The boys are coming. There he is, little baby Ethan Peck.
Ah, pardon. Je ne l'ai pas vu.
Okay, see, I am not even remotely close to fluent at French. I know at best a couple of words. But did he just say je ne sais pas vu? Because I could have sworn, and if any of you are French, feel free to correct me. I think he said I don't know you, which really doesn't make sense to say here. It seems like a very redundant thing to say. Wouldn't you say something like pardonnez-moi? I'm sorry for my bad pronunciation, but I'm not the one getting hired here to pretend to be a French person. So you didn't have any extra budgeting from the Olsen twins' massive fortune to hire some dialect coaches?
What'd he say? Who cares?
Literally every American, when they hear an accent from a white person from an economically affluent country.
Jeremy, you've got to pay attention. We can't even keep our eye off you for 1 minute. Yeah, you're a mess. You know, this is the kind of thing that gives Americans a bad name.
Ooh, the hypocrisy. Oh no, and now we're back to the awful graphics. France, sweetie, I'm so sorry that these people had the audacity to insult your art like this. I feel like this entire video is going to be just me apologizing to France and to French people, even though I had nothing to do with this film's production. Yeah.
Well, Paris is such a magical city, full of adventure and romance. And here, it's the world's best shopping. And the world's cutest boys.
See, now they're back at it trying to sell the film to the rich families that are watching this.
All right, girls. Let's go. Time to see the rest of the museums.
How are they supposed to already be going off on more sightseeing when they didn't even eat? You're in France. You need to eat. That's more or less the number one reason to go to France. Number one reason to go to France. Eat the food. Number two reason. Go see Kenji Girac in concert. He's got a new album out. Go stream it.
The best thing that's happened to us since we've been here is nearly being run over by those two French boys.
Oh, see, now we're seeing the birth of hyperbolic stan culture. It's the 90s equivalent of today's young people. When they write to actors, well, the actors that they find attractive anyway, and they say these things like, punch me in the face, and, you know, I can't relate. I don't find domestic violence funny, even for so-called comedic hyperbole.
Delivery for Melanie Potter.
Oh my god, his voice is so little. I am not gonna make it through this video.
Livraison pour Alison Potter?
Oui, je m'appelle Ali.
Ah, vous parlez français?
No, that's not how you pronounce that. Oh my god, his accent is so bad. Dear French people, I'm so sorry, but this wasn't my fault.
Oui, un peu. Comment vous appelez-vous?
Michel.
Jean. It is very nice to feed you.
You are actual children in this film. How do you already have wrinkles? Why do your parents not love you enough to teach you how to get on a skincare regimen?
Doesn't anybody drink regular water here? Like from a sink?
Only if you want to be, how you say, talking to Ralph on the big white phone.
What is he saying? Ethan, sweetie, why?
Lucy translated, he said, how dare you talk to that?
What is happening? Why is he pantomiming smoking on a breadstick? It's like they wanted to be accurate by showing underage Parisian boys smoking, but that definitely would not have been allowed because it's not going to make it past the censors since this is a film that's supposed to be for kids. Oh my god, when I was in Kiev, I saw children smoking. Not teenagers, although I saw those too, but actual children smoking. Different country, obviously, but still very traumatizing. Where are your parents? Put the cancer sticks down. Any type of smoking is disgusting.
Wait! Girl! Wait! Think of my career!
Oh, this is a good song. Oh my god, this is how you know it's the 1990s. You had girl groups doing well and prospering with this grungy rock influence to their sound. Oh, the nostalgic. Can we bring this back, please? This song is making me want to review 10 Things I Hate About You, which also came out in 1999, much like this film. Give this video a like if you want me to do a video on 10 Things I Hate About You. The original, not the TV show. Maybe the TV show. I don't know.
Tourist races the Louvre at 50 kilometers an hour. You can't appreciate anything that way.
Look at his little hat. Oh, he's so tiny. How tall is he now? Is he a big boy?
We will sign the accord if you teach us the Macarena.
No. This is so cringe. I mean, would I be doing the most to try to impress a hot supermodel if given the opportunity? Perhaps, but that does not mean that you bust out the Macarena of all things. You're far better off doing something like the wobble or lean back. Even Gangnam Style would have been less embarrassing than this, even though all of those references would not have worked in this film because they didn't exist yet. But that's besides the point.
He kind of thinks we're a nuisance.
Nuisance?
Nuisance. That was a nice touch. Okay, I'm very confused by what this weather is supposed to be. See, Michel's got a hoodie on, but Melanie has got this little summer outfit. Is Michel a low-key goth? Is he going to be camping out to attend My Chemical Romance concerts in a few years? Oh, Melanie, you know how to pick a winner, don't you?
My father is a butcher. All he ever talks about is meat. Lamb chops this, pork chops that.
See, Ethan clearly must have showed more promise as an actor, so they decided to give him actual characterization and a backstory.
He wants me to take over his business one day. He thinks my music is a waste of time. I'm afraid that disappoints him.
Meanwhile, Jean's entire characterization is that he cannot speak English and that he doesn't like French girls.
I told him it was important to me. He says, you know it's important? A nice filet mignon.
I mean, he's not wrong. Have you ever had a really good filet mignon? Vegans are triggered.
Parisian girls, they walk around like this.
Let me give you all some advice, ladies. If you are ladies that are interested in dating members of the male species, do not trust men who compliment you by bashing other women. We're going to change Jean's name to Rouge Flag.
Au contraire. It is you two who will never want to try anything new. Americans are the most closed-minded.
Accurate.
I told you, French cuisine is the most exquisite in the world. Henri has a very refined palate. I don't understand how people eat this rubbish junk.
This is so implausible. You are not going to have a talented French chef trained at the Cordon Bleu all of a sudden decide that processed junk food is better than fine cuisine. No, stop the lies.
Thanks for taking us out for the shakes.
Oh, I kind of got a craving for one myself. I forgot how good these things are.
Oh my god, did McDonald's co-sponsor this film too? These two had so many brand deals. At least these two are mostly selling the notion of traveling abroad and expanding your cultural horizons instead of filming dead bodies, and then acting like dating an Asian girl means you were not acting racist abroad at all. Yes, we are back at it with the grungy girl pop. Can we bring this back, please?
Cross check.
Oh look, they're not wearing pink or blue. Look at you diversifying your wardrobes. Is that a Walkman? He's wearing a Walkman, isn't he? Oh, I love the 90s.
Remember the true test. Yep, can they tell us apart?
Hi, Melanie.
Ali.
How did we make it this long without having more cheek kisses? See, it's not a European trip until you're exchanging cheek kisses. Come on now.
I'm so glad you were able to, how you say, sneak out.
Again, how is little Ethan wearing a turtleneck while the girls are wearing these tiny spaghetti strap dresses? Again, I don't know what this weather is supposed to be, unless this is further evidentiary support to my theory that Michel is a down low god. See, he's toning it down because he's worried that we're all going to judge his fashion choices, but honestly, I would not be mad if he had on a bit of eyeliner.
The gelato looks delicious. Do you want to split a chocolat?
Oh, no. I'm more of a vanilla kind of guy.
I can tell.
The lights of Paris are so unbelievable. It takes my breath away.
Are you feeling sick?
See, that's accurate. That's where you're likely to run into problems across languages when you start using expressions, colloquial phrases. It's so much worse nowadays because you have internet slang and stan culture and RuPaul's Drag Race. English is a mess.
Et les gamins, qu'est-ce que vous foutez là?
What do you mean off limits? There's no sign anywhere.
C'est interdit ici.
What just happened? How would this police officer have only just showed up to reprimand them for not seeing a sign that his own jacket was covering in the first place? Did he just come here earlier, leave his jacket on this sign, come back to get it, and that's how he found them? But how would they be expected to know, sir, that they're supposed to be there when it was your jacket covering the sign in the first place? See, just because this is a kids movie does not mean that it is immune from criticism. It doesn't mean that you should insult the intelligence of your audience. No.
What does it say?
No trespassing.
Violators will be executed.
Prosecuted.
Okay, that one was actually funny.
Bonsoir, mon crème brûlée.
I cannot believe that they had this much self-restraint to not have put someone in a beret sooner.
Paris est la plus belle ville que j'ai visitée.
Edward, she is a gem. And where did she learn to speak such excellent French?
No. Stop lying. See, this is one of my pet peeves in films is when they have characters that are not American complimenting American foreigners on their ability to speak a language when in actuality they're butchering it. Kill Bill does that and it makes me want to cut someone.
Grandpa was doing his best to convince the foreign minister that France should sign the Clean Water Treaty. but he wasn't having much luck. Hello, is this the kind of world we want to live in? Is this the kind of water we want to drink?
I have decided to reconsider. I will petition my government to sign on to the Clean Water Treaty.
We still have a lot of packing to do.
Really? Because I was under the impression you had a dance to attend. Unless you're too tired.
No!
Oh yes, because solving a water crisis is clearly secondary to getting to go to a dance with some boys. This is the type of message we were sending girls in the 90s and all the decades before that and all the decades after that. No, but see, these opening shots bother me so much because first they show the guys noticing the girls are there and they're all excited, so they're taking off their instruments, but then in the next shot where the girls are walking forward, the guys have their instruments on again and notice the girls are there repeating exactly what they just did in the previous shots. Who edited this? But I shouldn't be surprised considering the PowerPoint-esque transitions they implemented earlier in the film.
Hi, where we spend subjects. Then there's English. And then...
I wish you didn't have to leave tomorrow.
That was so chaste. Okay, I get that they have to be age appropriate, but it's just so weird to me that they're already trying to brainwash girls into thinking that the culmination of your stories should be to get the guy, even though you're not even old enough for your stories to be particularly salacious. The greatest win of this entire film's journey should have been cultural enrichment and broadening your horizons and whatnot. But there you have it, that's baby Ethan Peck, prepubescent, voice hasn't dropped, this video is a bit silly, but the film is a bit silly, so let me know in the comments if there are any other films from ye olden days, like the 90s or whenever, that you would like for me to revisit, perhaps some old school Disney Channel original movies. Ooh, maybe something with the Lawrence brothers. Do we remember the Lawrence brothers? Remember when they were a thing? I don't know exactly how long this video is going to end up being, maybe a bit short, or maybe I rambled too much about nonsense from the 90s, but the style is a little different from other videos that I've done, so let me know what you think of it. I will link my Patreon as well as my social medias in the description box. And once again, I will remind people that I'm going to be at New York Comic Con next month, so if you see me there, feel free to say hello, and that'll be it for now. So until next time, this is LadyJenevia, signing off.